Hey everyone, and welcome in. This is Jared's Journeys. We're going to do a fun little list today. These are my most anticipated houses. I can do some extra commentary on them because I don't think that my list is going to be ending up as my favorite houses. It's going to be really hard to tell. I think we have a very solid lineup. And besides possibly the bottom house, I am excited for most of these houses in some way. And I think I'll still have a super amount of fun anyway. So no real shade to most of these houses. But let's start off at the bottom of the list at number 9. Number 9 is Stranger Things 5. From my experience with this house at different parks, even, I just have never felt like this IP has been treated that well. It's never that spooky. It's never as technically advanced as I would like it to be. Like Five Nights at Freddy had animatronics, and I just feel like it felt like you were in the movie, and it was awesome. Stranger Things, I've never truly felt yet that I'm in Stranger Things. I just haven't felt like I'm in that universe, and I don't know if it's just too much money for that to be, for it to cost or something like that. But I've just never felt like this IP has gotten the proper treatment, including from like the TV creators as well. That much love and respect. Like this is a huge series. I thought Stranger Things season 1 was really great. Season 2 was good, and then it kind of has, in my opinion, kind of just gone downhill. There's like peaks and valleys. I like Vecna's introduction, but by the end of it, I am just like, I didn't even finish season 5 because I just felt like they're spinning their wheels, and that really. I saw some ending scenes, but it just wasn't really the most satisfying thing I've seen. I just feel like this IP doesn't get treated that well. So personally, I'm not super excited about it, but I'm also open. If it's amazing, I will say, wow, that really impressed me and stuff. But I just could see this as being at the bottom of my list still at the end of the year. Number 8 on this list is Quinceañera. So this is going to be another Latin American house. This is the 4th year of us having a Latin America house in this zone. And while I think the idea of it is very cool, from things we have seen and heard, it looks like there's some reused props again. So it feels like another sequel. Like it feels like a 1.5 house, if you would. Like, yes, it's going to be a new house, but it feels like a lot of the same things that have been used before, monsters, costumes, some sets and whatnot, will be reused again, which I'm not saying it's going to be the worst, but on my hype list, that just makes it where for some reason in this case I'm just not as hyped because we've kind of just done this for 4 years now. The Slash song sounds great. I'm excited to just. I think the house will still be fun though. Like I think from this house up, all the houses will still be really fun. So I'm not saying it won't be fun. It just isn't super hype for me. But I will say the house looks amazing and fun, and I once again I think I'll have a fun time in the house. I just am not super hyped for it yet. I'm more hyped for the scale zone behind it, to be honest. Number 7, Evil Dead Burn. I am not a huge Evil Dead Burn fan. I have seen the musical in Vegas at one point back in the day. There was an Evil Dead musical. I've seen the original film. I saw the remake film, and whatnot. And I've seen a couple of the films, but I'm not like a super fan of Evil Dead. I did watch the movie, and it was kind of better than I thought. Besides the ending being a little longer than it needed to, but I hear that's a problem with the entire series, and that might be this horror movie trope in your way of just like it should be over, and then there's like 8 more endings. Like why? But I will say I enjoyed the movie enough, and I think that this could be the most bloody house of the year, depending on how they play it. Could be technically impressive too, with a lot of the cool set pieces and whatnot that they could be going for. I hear the one over in Orlando seems to be pretty cool. I'm not gonna say it's gonna land at like a top of house or anything, but from what I hear, I think I'm gonna really enjoy this house still. It just once again is on my like, it's just not an IP I really really love or anything, and we'll just have to see how it turns out in the end. But Evil Dead Burn, number 7 on the list. Number 6, this one's gonna be a controversial one, so I do apologize in advance because I'm just not a huge fan of this series as other people are. I watched the movies recently, and there's cool ideas there, but it just isn't my series. But I do want to say that Art the Clown, I'm not a huge fan of his movies, and I love the house. So let's go to number 6 with Hellraiser. I think Hellraiser is going to be a technically advanced house. I think it's going to be very cool, and I could see it being one of my favorites, if not my favorite house this year. I'm just not super anticipating it because the movies I thought were totally fine for me. I appreciate the makeup and whatnot, but it wasn't like, to me, these were not like movies that I really like. I feel like the first movie is good enough, and the sequel too, and then 3 just gets into more campy territory by the end. But like I just don't have like a huge. I think Pinhead's an amazing design, so a lot of the other creatures. I just don't have like a super like love for this house, so that's why it's probably on the lower end of the list than other people's. I know other people would probably top 3 is going to be Hellraiser, and it just depends on who you are. But once again, I think this house is going to be great. I have nothing against it. It's just if we have to put them in order, this is the order I'm putting in. Number 5, which I think is going to really upset a lot of people as well, though I don't think it's going to be a bad house. I just have to, you have to put him somewhere. Ozzy Osbourne, Prince of Darkness. I'm so excited. I think the soundtrack's gonna be great. I think the house from the house tours that Five Fires and other creators did sounds absolutely fantastic. And I think that I could love this house like I loved White Six last year in the way of that. It just feels like another house where they're getting super creative with a unique IP for this kind of play, this kind of event, and I'm just excited for it. I am excited for it. I know it's not on like the top. I will still say it sounds like a great house, and the only reason that this is not higher is because of just other preferences and whatnot. There's nothing to do with Ozzy as an artist or anything like that. I think it's going to be a fantastic house filled with much love. So very excited for it, but you gotta put them somewhere on the list. Number four is a Dead or Deadest. I'm excited for an original house that is not tied to Florida, not tied. It's just tied to the lore of HHN here in Hollywood. It's attached to the Hollywood House Hotel that we did a couple years ago. I am so excited to see an original house that really just has no ties and that John Murdy can go crazy at. So I'm excited to see this because there's nothing tying it back. So I hope that this is a great house. I am just excited to see an original house at our event with just nothing that should be holding it back. The only thing holding it back is their imagination. So I hope it's amazing. Number three, which would be controversial, I do think to a lot of people because it's a repeat house for a third year in a row, but I do like this movie. Killer Klowns from Outer Space. I know. It's a third year house. I love Scarecrow last year. Some of my top houses were Scarecrow last year, and it came back twice. And a good house is a good house. I enjoyed Killer Klowns. I know a lot of people had an issue from when I went online with it the second year, but I love this. It's like walking through a dark ride basically. Like it's super colorful. It's fun. It just feels like you're walking through the movie, and I do enjoy this movie. It's not like my favorite movie or anything, but it does feel very Halloweeny to me. And I am excited to see how they do this. I hope there's some small changes at least. I will say that the biggest complaint is that they're not walking around the lower lot most likely, unless like something happens, but they're not like walking around a scare zone like in Orlando, and they're not like gonna really change the house. That's my only complaint is I wish that they could have like put more money into it, but I'm just so excited for this house. I'm gonna have a fun time filming this house and having a great time walking through it. So Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Number two, Sinners. Sinners is probably my favorite movie of all the movies that come out for this event. Sinners is the number one. If I said you only had to watch one, it would be Sinners. Sinners has a great setup, and even if you don't want like extra horror-y stuff, you could watch the first like 60-ish minutes without anything too bad, and just for the setup. It's a really interesting movie that I enjoyed. I am super excited to see how they translate things. They're going to be using special kind of like glasses almost to make the eye effect of like the shining eyes and stuff. So like I think this could be a really cool house, and I'm excited to see the sets and whatnot. I don't know if it'll be the scariest house. I don't know if it'll be the most detailed house, but I am excited about it, mostly because once again the IP that's based on is based on a great movie, and that yeah, I'm excited to see this. Cool. After finally getting to watch the movie, I'm like, dang, yeah, this jumped up on my list. I was like, wow. I'm excited to see how they pull this off. So, Sinners, can't wait to do the tour, the on-lights tour, along with just going through the house. And number one, this is an easy one. If you know me, if you've been watching me, you should know what the number one is. Easy. Tram featuring Art the Clown. I like the Tram. I mean, I want to say, I love the Tram. I know that some people don't. I love the Tram. You get to walk sets. It's had so many great memories for me, including getting to walk the Nope sets and whatnot, in front of the Psycho House, the Bates Motel, the War of the War sets. Like, it's a great set. I know it's not the most interesting for some people. For me, it is. I love just walking the sets in general. Combine that. It's a long haunt, too. Combine that with Art the Clown. It just looks fantastic. We got snow people coming. We got evil elves. We got characters from Terrifier, different versions of Art. You get to take a picture of Art. Yeah, this sounds like this is like something that I would have loved to see. Like the thing I would have liked to see this year is a Ghostface take over the event. But guess what? Since we can't have Ghostface, I'm fine with Art the Clown becoming a somewhat icon for this event another year, and I'm very excited. I think that they're gonna put a lot of money and fun into this house. For the Tram. Some people don't count the Tram as a house. I just do. It's a haunted experience. It's so super awesome, and I just can't wait to get on it. So that's my list this year for my top anticipated houses. Let us know in the comments below where you stand. What's your opinion? Because this is what you're supposed to be, like, what you're anticipated for. So let us know in the comments below, like what you're the most excited for. And I would love to hear that. I know that some people will be upset at some of these, but these are just personal preferences. And like I said, besides Stranger Things, I am honestly excited about all other A experiences. I think the Scare Zones look great. If you guys want me to make a Scare Zone list, let me know in the comments below. We got some time, so if you guys want a Scare Zone list, like put a comment, like, and then maybe I'll be able to put that out if you guys find it interesting enough. But Mr. Jared's Journeys. We'll see you guys in the fog. I'll be live the first night of HHN, which is a week from this Thursday on, I want to say, November 3rd. We're going to be live with Express Pass, so join us for Halloween Horror Nights. We're going to be there all weekend. Until then, stay tuned.